one next to get sick, the next all.
Oh, wash machine right there. Oh, that's a dryer. Said Friday. Is today not Friday? Today is Friday, is it not?
Thank you for calling Checkout MT Phone. Please hold while I try to connect you.
Well, now he responds. What'd he say?
Thank you for calling Georgia iPartners. This is LaShawn. I am either on the other line or away from my desk. Please leave
Now
your
he's
name,
sick.
your best contact number, and a short message on how can I assist you. Thank you and have a great day.
Now he's sick. Thanks. I got lying motherfucker, man. Get it. me to show up.
At the end, I was like, hold on. You don't want me to come and do a little spin back? Then nigga must have thought he was up there talking to smack. Then I started out in battle rap. You know what I mean?
She said, you ain't have a fight in recent times. You really not ready for this work. She said, it's natural. She don't have to.
Back when I was grinding, you had to come out of your own pocket to make things happen. There were no deals, no contracts. You had to show up with your own money, plain and simple. And let me tell you something. How much did I lose? None. Not a single dime. Are you serious right now? Do you think I was out here taking losses? Nah. Let me break it down for you. Every time I walked away with the money. Every single time. And you know what? He was there for you always. When you were down, he made sure you ate the best food. When you felt low, he found a way to lift you back up and get you in a better mood. Yeah, he knocked that guy out because he wasn't going to stand there and let you get disrespected over and over. He handled it, no questions asked, and stood over him like, this stops here. If you think he didn't love you, you've got it all wrong. Nobody would put up with all of that if they didn't care. Yo, Papo. Yes, sir. That's how you handle business. Papoose has always seemed like the kind of guy every woman dreams of, loyal, supportive, and solid. Now, word on the street is that Remy, Massachusetts might want him back. But here's the catch. He's reportedly moved in with his new girlfriend. Social media is...
You got finished talking to your manager?
Hey, no, how's everything going?
Mr. Darius said he's sick.
Ooh.
That's the one we've been trying to take care of with the dryer. Now he's sick.
Oh.
Second time.
So don't tell me you rode all the way out there.
No, he was my next stop. I'm sick. Last time he said come Friday after Christmas. Now he just keeps stalling, but hey, his dryer's still broke.
Okay, so what do you do? Do you have a part or something that you got to
No,
return?
he's got the part. He was going to
okay.
call me when he got it.
Oh, okay.
I got another guy, he's getting the part and going to call me because he's trying to get the part from Amazon. He's a little smart ass. Hey, you think I can find that part, Mama? He had Amazon app open already. I was like, hey, look at this dude.
Damn.
I'll call you.
So where does leave you now?
I'm in McDonough. I'm trying to see this other customer. Then after that, there's a microwave in Loganville. Then after that, there's a dishwasher in Brookhaven.
Oh, you picked up another one after Loganville. Okay. Right now, sir, looks like I'll be home before you then.
Yeah, it looks like
Just
it.
take me a nice little nap. Take me a nice little nap. And
It is Friday, ain't it?
It is, baby.
So I did tell him Friday. He said Friday. It is Friday, and now he's sick. Okay?
Okay.
Guess what color he is?
Is he blind?
You got that shit right. Don't look like I'm a ever, goddammit. Ever, never, ever. Get this motherfucker.
Gonna always be sick.
He's gonna be sick. His mama died. His stepmama's sister passed away. I just told him, just call me when you're ready, because I damn sure ain't calling him back. And this other guy, he sounded like he want to get his ass in there and fix this washing machine with a big ass tub full of water. Gonna wind up getting wet. I'm gonna try to do it. You think I can do it myself? Sure, you gotta take this off, this off, this off, this off, this off, this off, and this off. I sent you his link. He got an Airbnb off the lake. That's where I was at. It's in your text. He said he rents it out for $160 a day. I said, damn, it's nice.
How does it look?
Huh?
It look nice? It look nice?
Yeah, it's a house off the lake. Fully furnished, neat and clean. 160
I'm
a
looking.
day. I said I might know some people who want to get married and hang out here. So I sent you the link in the text.
160 a day. Damn. That's a lot though. You don't think that's a lot, 160?
For one day,
Yeah.
throwing a party, one wedding, throw a wedding right there off the lake for 160.
Georgia. 3 bedrooms, 4 baths, 2 baths.
Are you looking at it? Good.
Pretty baby. Over here listening to Gladys Knight, the Pips. Hold on.
Not that music again.
I'll call you back then.
All right. Yes, sir. Don't tell me I left something.
Hey.
Yes, sir.
No. I got one more question for you.
Oh, go
Is
ahead.
there any way to drain that water, or you just got to take it out?
A wet dry vac.
A dry vac.
Yeah,
Okay.
that switch turns on the drain pump.
Mm-hmm.
And without the drain pump coming out, you need a bucket or a wet dry vac.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I got one at but it's in my house in Fayetteville. Okay.
Right. See, once you change that switch, the pump come on, and out goes the water.
I just don't think that I know you can't say, but I just don't think that because I bought that washer and dryer off of Facebook Marketplace, so I don't know. I mean,
I understand, but what it does is when you
it.
close the lid, it engages the pump and the timer, and then it turns on and drains the water. But if you need the water out, you're gonna need a wet dry vac.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Cool. Bye.
Yes, sir. He's starting to have doubts. At this point, I don't care what he does. I need some reliable customers that want something fixed and not try to fix it themselves. Now he's gonna try to drain it. The part he needs turns on the drain pump, so he's trying to rent it out, but hey, you can only do one thing at a time, my man. One thing at a time. So now I'm headed to another location to look at a washer, but I can't get them on the phone, so we're going to go ahead and see if we can knock on the door. Funky. And he had his shit fixed. His washer and dryer been broke for a month. He's still trying to stall. If he can't get that fixed, then he can't get nothing fixed. drain and get in the washing machine. Alright, don't hear from him. State Road 42 is up next. It's going to cross over 75. 13 more miles.
And time itself. For years, I was the kind of person who always showed up for everyone. Friends, family, neighbors, you name it. But over time, I realized that not every connection is worth the energy it takes to maintain. At 65, I found that stepping back from certain relationships isn't about bitterness or resentment. It's about protecting my peace, valuing my time, and focusing on what truly matters. In this video, I'll share the life lessons that led me to this decision. From the way time feels more precious as we age, to how relationships naturally change, and even why solitude has become a source of joy rather than loneliness. If this resonates with you or even challenges your perspective, you're in the right place. Take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the Continuous Motivation channel. Together, we'll explore how embracing these truths can lead to a simpler, more fulfilling life. Number 1, time feels more precious than ever. At 65, one thing becomes crystal clear. Time is no longer infinite. When we were younger, it felt like we had all the time in the world. We'd waste hours on meaningless conversations, relationships that didn't fulfill us, or obligations we took on out of guilt. But now every moment feels like a gift, and it's not something I'm willing to squander anymore. This shift doesn't come from fear. It comes from wisdom. Time isn't just a number on a clock anymore. It's the foundation of how I choose to live my life. Every sunrise feels more vibrant. Every conversation with someone I truly care about feels deeper. Even the quiet moments, like sipping my coffee or walking in the park, hold significance I never noticed before. I've learned that not everything and everyone deserves a slice of my time. This isn't selfish. It's practical. As we grow older, it's essential to step back and ask, is this worth my energy? Does it bring me joy? Does it align with my values? If the answer is no, I let it go. Because the truth is, time spent on things that don't matter is time stolen from the things that do. One way I've embraced this perspective is by simplifying my relationships. I no longer say yes to every invitation or engage in shallow conversations just to be polite. Instead, I seek out connections that feel real, where I can be myself and where the other person values my time as much as I do. A meaningful conversation over tea beats a crowded gathering where I feel invisible every single time. This isn't about isolating myself. It's about honoring my life. I've started to see time as a trusted companion. It reminds me to slow down and savor the moments I once rushed through. It tells me to choose wisely because every choice has weight. And it reassures me that it's okay to let go of what no longer serves me. If you're finding yourself with similar thoughts, I want you to know you're not alone. There's no rule book for how to spend your time in this stage of life. But here's what I've discovered. Focus on what matters. Time isn't about how much you have left. It's about what you do with it. Protect it fiercely. Fill it with purpose, peace, and people who truly uplift you. Because once you start treating time as the treasure it is, your entire life shifts into something more. Number 2, relationships change, and so do we. As the years pass, relationships evolve, and so do we. At 65, I've come to accept a hard truth. Not every relationship is meant to last a lifetime, and that's okay. It's not a sign of failure. It's just life moving forward. When I was younger, I believed relationships required constant effort to maintain. I remembered every birthday, attended every gathering, and reached out even when I felt drained. I thought being there for everyone made me a good friend, neighbor, or family member. But over time, I realized something. Not all relationships are equal. Some nurture you while others deplete you. This shift didn't happen overnight. It came through years of experience, some wonderful, some painful. I've been hurt by people I trusted, disappointed by those I relied on, and even distanced from family members whose paths simply grew apart from mine. For a long time, I took these losses personally. I wondered, what did I do wrong? Could I have tried harder? But now I see things differently. People changed, and sometimes the kindest thing you can do is let go. One of the most liberating lessons I've learned is to focus on relationships that feel mutual. A healthy relationship isn't one where you give endlessly without receiving in return. It's about balance. Does this person support you as much as you support them? Do they listen as much as they speak? Do they bring light into your life or take it away? As I've grown older, my circle of connections has naturally grown smaller. But what's left is richer, more meaningful. The friends and family who remain in my life now are the ones who truly matter. The ones who understand me, accept me, and bring joy into my days. I no longer waste energy trying to hold on to connections that don't align with who I am today. This doesn't mean there aren't moments of nostalgia. Sometimes I think about friends I've lost touch with, or family members whose lives have taken different directions. But instead of regret, I feel gratitude. Those relationships shaped me, taught me lessons, and gave me memories I'll always cherish. They were part of my journey, even if they aren't part of my present. So here's my advice. Don't hold on out of guilt or obligation. Relationships, like life, are meant to evolve. Focus on the ones that bring you peace and let go of those that don't. By doing so, you'll find yourself surrounded by love, authenticity, and the kind of connections that truly make life worth living. Number 3, trust becomes more complex. Trust is one of the most fragile yet vital aspects of any relationship. At 65, I've realized that trust isn't something to give lightly anymore. It's a precious bond, and when it's broken, it leaves scars that take time, sometimes a lifetime, to heal. In my younger years, I trusted easily. I believed in the goodness of people and their intentions. I gave my heart, my time, and my loyalty freely. While this openness led to many beautiful relationships, it also brought its fair share of heartbreak. Over the years, I've been let down by people I never thought would hurt me. A friend who valued what I could do for them more than who I was, a family member whose choices created distance between us, and even a colleague who prioritized their gain over our shared vision. These experiences changed how I approach trust. They didn't make me bitter, but they did make me careful. Now, when someone new enters my life, my first thought isn't, how can I connect with this person? But rather, what are their motives? It's not an easy way to live, but it's necessary. And yet, I've come to understand that trust isn't just about others. It's about trusting yourself too. Learning to trust my instincts has been one of the most important lessons of my life. If something doesn't feel right, I no longer dismiss it as paranoia or overthinking. I've walked away from relationships that felt toxic, no matter how long they'd been part of my life. I've learned that protecting my peace is worth the difficult decision to let go. That said, trust is still possible. It's just different now. There are moments when people surprise me in the best way. A kind stranger who goes out of their way to help, a neighbor who checks in during bad weather. These small, genuine gestures remind me that trust, while delicate, is not impossible to rebuild. The key is balance. It's about setting boundaries, not walls, and giving trust gradually to those who earn it over time. It's about keeping your circle small and surrounding yourself with people who show consistency, kindness, and respect. So if you find yourself more guarded as you age, know that it's okay. Protecting your trust is a form of self-care. It doesn't mean you're closing yourself off. It means you're valuing yourself enough to be selective. And in this stage of life, that's exactly how it should be. Number 4, simplicity. The world has changed. At 65, it's impossible not to notice how much the world has transformed. Life feels faster, busier, and more tech-driven than ever before. Yet, for all the progress and convenience, something valuable seems to have been left behind. A sense of warmth, simplicity, and connection. I grew up in a time when relationships felt genuine. Neighbors weren't just people who lived nearby. They were friends. We'd visit each other without needing an invitation, sharing coffee, stories, and laughter. Families gathered regularly, not because they had to, but because they wanted to. Time spent together felt natural and meaningful. Now things are different. People are so busy chasing success, managing endless to-do lists, and keeping up with the fast pace of modern life. Conversations once heartfelt and deep have become brief and rushed, squeezed into moments between notifications and distractions. Even family time feels more strained, often limited by physical distance and competing demands. Technology, while a blessing in many ways, has played a role in this change. I appreciate being able to video call my grandchildren or reconnect with an old friend through social media. These tools make life easier, but they also create barriers. Nothing replaces the experience of sitting across from someone, feeling their presence, and hearing their voice unfiltered by a screen. Sometimes I miss the ease of simply being together without the interruptions of modern life. The constant hum of technology can also feel overwhelming. Notifications, updates, and endless news make the world seem louder than ever. Paradoxically, even with all this connectivity, many of us feel more isolated. It's a strange reality that we have so many ways to stay in touch, yet genuine connections often feel harder to come by. This isn't about resisting change or longing for the past. Every era has its challenges and every generation adapts. But at 65, I find myself valuing simplicity more than ever. I choose to step away from the noise and focus on what truly matters. Heartfelt conversations, meaningful relationships, and the quiet joy of shared moments. If you feel the same, it's okay to slow down. It's not about rejecting modern life. It's about choosing where to place your energy. By stepping back from the rush, we can protect the parts of life that feel authentic and real. In a fast-moving world, seeking simplicity isn't about giving up. It's about holding on to what matters most. Number 5, solitude isn't loneliness.
You have a message.
And loneliness are two entirely different things. This realization has been one of the most freeing lessons of my life. Loneliness is an ache, a feeling of emptiness that comes from longing for connection. Solitude, however, is a choice, a space for peace, reflection, and renewal. It's not something to fear, it's something to embrace. In solitude, I found clarity that's hard to achieve in the rush of daily life. There's a profound beauty in simple, quiet moments, sitting on the porch with a warm cup of tea, listening to the wind rustle through the trees, or watching the sun sink slowly below the horizon. These experiences don't just pass the time. They enrich it, reminding me of the small joys life has to offer. Reflecting on the past has also become a source of comfort during these quiet moments. Instead of dwelling on mistakes or missed opportunities, I focus on the lessons I've learned and the memories that bring me happiness. Solitude offers a space to look inward and make peace with the life I've lived, finding gratitude for the person I've become. That's not to say I've withdrawn from people. On the contrary, solitude has helped me appreciate my relationships even more. It's allowed me to focus on meaningful connections instead of maintaining relationships out of obligation or habit. When I spend time with loved ones, I'm present and engaged, savoring the moments we share. Solitude has also taught me to value myself. It's easy to get caught up in the idea that being surrounded by people defines your worth. But the truth is, your value doesn't come from the size of your social circle or the number of events on your calendar. It comes from within, from knowing who you are and what truly matters to you. If you've ever feared being alone, I encourage you to rethink that perspective. Solitude isn't a punishment. It's a gift. It's a chance to hear your own thoughts, to focus on what brings you peace, and to reconnect with yourself. The more you embrace it, the more you'll realize it's a source of strength and clarity. In the quiet of solitude, you can find balance and joy. You can let go of distractions and pressures, focusing instead on the life you want to live. It's not about isolation. It's about intention. And in those moments of stillness, you may discover a deeper sense of fulfillment than you ever thought possible. Number 6, why I avoid people now. Avoiding people isn't about bitterness or resentment. It's about protecting my peace. Over the years, I've learned that not every connection is worth maintaining, and not every social obligation deserves my time or energy. This realization didn't come easily, but it has been one of the most important lessons of my life. For much of my younger years, I believed in always being available. I wanted to be the person others could count on, the reliable friend, the helpful neighbor, the supportive family member. And while that brought me joy for a time, it also left me drained. I gave too much of myself to relationships that weren't mutual and situations that didn't align with my values. Life has a way of teaching us where to draw the line, even if it takes decades. I've experienced moments where my kindness was taken for granted or my time was treated as if it had no value. I ignored red flags, thinking loyalty meant staying, even when it chipped away at my happiness. But now I see things differently. I understand that avoiding certain people isn't selfish. It's self-preservation. There's peace in stepping away from toxic relationships and letting go of obligations that no longer serve me. I've traded the noise of constant social interactions for the quiet joy of meaningful solitude. Instead of stretching myself thin trying to please everyone, I focus on a smaller, deeper circle of relationships. Connections that bring light and fulfillment to my life. This doesn't mean I've shut myself off completely. The people who remain in my life are there because they genuinely care, because they expect something from me. These relationships are rooted in mutual respect and understanding, and they feel effortless in the best way possible. There's no drama, no competition, just genuine connection. I also avoid people who bring negativity into my life. Those who thrive on drama, constantly complain, or never ask how I'm doing no longer have space in my world. I've learned to prioritize my own well-being, even if that means saying no more often or choosing solitude over company. Avoiding people doesn't mean giving up on humanity. It means valuing myself enough to protect my peace. It's about choosing relationships that uplift, not drain, and seeking moments that truly matter. Life is too short to waste on what doesn't bring joy. In making this choice, I found a sense of freedom and happiness I didn't know was possible. Number 7, is this a shared experience? Have you ever found yourself wondering, am I the only one who feels this way? As I've grown older, I've asked myself that question many times, especially as I've become more selective about the people I let into my life. But the more I talk to others around my age, the more I realize this isn't just my story. It's a shared experience. Life has a way of teaching us hard but valuable lessons about relationships, priorities, and self-worth. For decades, I tried to meet everyone's expectation. I wanted to be the dependable friend, the supportive family member, the neighbor who always showed up. But at some point I realized the cost. I was pouring so much into others that I had little left for myself. As I've spoken with friends and peers, I've discovered a similar theme in their lives. Many of us reach a point where we no longer feel the need to be everything to everyone. We start choosing quality over quantity in relationships. The superficial connections that might have seemed important in our younger years lose their appeal. What we crave now are meaningful conversations, shared laughter, and relationships that feel genuine. This shift isn't easy. Sometimes it feels like letting go of parts of yourself. Saying no to people who once relied on you can feel selfish, but it's not. It's self-preservation. The truth is, we can't be everything for everyone, and trying to do so only leaves us drained and resentful. By stepping back, we create space for relationships that nourish us instead of depleting us. And here's the thing, you're not alone in this. Many people in their 60s and beyond are making the same choices. It's not about pushing people away. It's about finding peace and clarity. It's about prioritizing your well-being and focusing on what truly matters. If you've noticed yourself pulling back from relationships that no longer serve you, it's not a sign that something is wrong. It's a sign that you're growing, evolving, and learning to value your time and energy. Letting go of what doesn't bring you joy opens the door for deeper, more meaningful connections. This stage of life isn't about how many people you have in your corner. It's about the quality of those connections. If this resonates with you, take comfort in knowing that you're not alone. Together, we're learning how to embrace a life that's simpler, more fulfilling, and unapologetically authentic. Number 8, embracing this chapter of life. Life isn't about endings, it's about beginnings. Every chapter brings its own lessons, challenges, and joys. At 65, I found that this stage of life is less about proving myself to others and more about embracing who I've become. It's about letting go of what no longer serves me and focusing on what truly matters. There's a certain freedom that comes with this realization. On the things that bring you joy. life doesn't have to be perfect to be meaningful. Sometimes the most peaceful and fulfilling moments come when we stop chasing and start appreciating. This chapter is ours to write. So let's make it one of simplicity, gratitude, and genuine happiness.